When time allows my mind to sleep, when thoughts and visions of your being become as real to me as life, I then become aware. You are there. With eyes closed, I can taste everywhere. Your eyes, your lips, your breast, your hair. Such a dream, so real, such a love I feel. I want to stay there forever and ever in the realms of this dream. Oh dream maker, oh weaver of magical dreams, make this dream come true tonight. Dream maker, make my dream come true tonight. Let me take her to the highest heights that we can reach. Dream maker, make my dream come true tonight. Let me take her to the highest heights. Yeah, yeah.
Good morning. WODU is the heartbeat of Old Dominion. Good morning, and good morning. Welcome to the Dream Maker Show. You know what I like to do, make dreams come true. How you doing today? Hope you're feeling great. Hope you enjoy the music and the view. Hey, you see I'm waving at you too. I got it all going on today, making sure that you feel great about yourself and feel good about the world around you. Even though sometimes it might look like it's in chaos, but remember, the things that we can't control, we must pray on and keep it moving, because faith is the key that unlocks the door to a change. Nevertheless, I'm going to be right here until 1 o'clock. And, of course, at 12 o'clock, we do the best of the 757 Community Talk Show. Enjoy talking and asking questions and, just get into the community, so see what it's all about and, make sure that we can keep informed and abreast of what's happening in our community around our world right here in the 757. Yes, indeed. You just heard the one and only, that classic music by Brother Johnson, Stomp. That's what I'm talking about. And just before that, you heard the Good Times by Warmack and Warmack. I try to bring it to you. Bring you some music you ain't heard in a long time and bring you some new good feel, that music that make you want to get up and do a little shuffle around the dance floor if you're in the office. Make sure that everybody know that, hey, I'm here today. I'm here to get the job done. But that's what I get paid to do. That's what you get paid to do. Go to work and get the job done. But nevertheless, we're going to do our best to keep moving right along. Coming up next, I got the one and only. He's the protege of Marvin Gaye. Ain't no doubt about it. I'm talking about Cecil Jenkins. Cecil and Lou John talking about Fulfill My Needs right here on WODU. It's the Dream Maker Show, the heartbeat of Old Dominion.
Baby, you call, I come, I run to your love. It's better than the finest wine. That kind of love, that's all mine. Baby, and your own sweet little way, as selfish as it seems, you think only of yourself to please by any means. I want you to fulfill my needs, baby, baby. Oh, 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 oh. I want you to fulfill my needs. I will keep it right there. I want you to fulfill my needs. Don't tease, 'cause I wanna please. Oh, love, you're all I've ever needed. Oh, baby, you call, I'll come. Are you to your love, to your love? Baby, oh, come on. That kind of love, that kind of love. Baby, oh, sweet, selfish way. let me please. Please, baby, don't me.
WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion. That's the one and only. You know who it is, the late great, the one with the voice like an angel, Miss Whitney Houston. Hey, bringing it to you right here. You know how we do. You know how we like to get it in. We get it in for real. We get it in for real. You know, bringing you music that you haven't heard in a while and music that you never heard at all. Coming up next, I got the Wright Brothers. The Wright Brothers. Called this one Space Man. Right here on the Dreammaker Show. Hello. Welcome to the world of music on WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion.
Listen, they say men are from Mars, women from Venus. She came over to see me, I couldn't even believe it, yo. She from a small world, doing big things. Now every time we hang, it's the big bang. We blast off all night and day. She like it when I shoot my rocket in her Milky Way. Ay, she got her ass like a launch pad. This could take a while, pack a lunch bag. But every now and then she on some other shit. She get mad and take her bags to her mother's ship. That's when I pick her up in my UFO. Soon as I open the door, she say,
take me to the moon. Ooh. Need to see her soon. Ooh.
You will need a BFF.
Take me to the moon. Ooh. Can you take me to the moon? Need to see her soon. Cause I need to see her soon. You know I've been searching for someone new to share this galaxy. She said I know, this who you are. This who you are. She said I wished upon a star. Cause tonight I'ma be your alien queen. I'ma show you something you never seen. Up at the galaxy and forget you had this night with me tonight. And I don't know what she did to me, but I need to bring her back to me. To the moon. Ooh.
Cow weather.
Need to see her soon. Ooh. I need to see her soon. Take me to the moon. Ooh. Can you take me to the moon? Need to see her soon. Ooh. Cause I need to see her soon.
Look, spaceman, that's what she be yelling. I'm high as a rocket in the sky and I'm chillin'. Plus I'm feeling the fact that you don't smoke but you hella dope. I used to peep inside your window with my telescope. You my favorite alien on this earth. I could take you to the moon and have you back before work. Ass naked on the dashboard. And now she got me launching missiles in her asteroid. I'm saying,
take me to the moon.
She's saying,
ooh. Need to see her soon. Ooh. Take me to the moon. Take me. Can you take me to the moon? Need to see her soon. Ooh. Cause I need to see her soon.
T-minus 5, 4, 3.
Said take me to the moon. Baby. Take me to the moon.
Can you take me soon? Need to see her soon.
Hey, it's your girl Chiffon Collier, and you are listening to The Dream Maker Show.
All my ladies say, oh, you already know, we be getting money. All my ladies say, oh, we be making moves, we be stacking honey. All my ladies say, oh, get familiar, nothing's gonna stop it. All my ladies say, oh, all my ladies say, oh, all my ladies say, she hustles harder. Cheers to my lady, champagne spilling out. Crazy, yeah, that chick, she crazy. 365 of them days, we work, we play harder. Oh yeah, throw a couple ones in the air like you don't care. I am who I am, and I am on top of my game, yeah. Brand new bag full of stacks of them things. I'm a gang, yeah. All my ladies say, oh, you already know, we be getting money. All my ladies say, oh, we be making moves, we be stacking honey. All my ladies say, oh, get familiar, nothing's gonna stop it. All my ladies say, oh, all my ladies say, oh, all my ladies say, oh. I swear I am an empire, I swear I will be admired. I swear, yeah. I swear I am an empire, I see them stacks going higher. I swear, yeah. All my ladies say, oh, you already know, we be getting money. All my ladies say, oh, we be making moves, we be stacking honey. All my ladies say, oh, get familiar, nothing's gonna stop it. All my ladies say, oh, all my ladies say, oh, all my ladies say, oh.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
I have troubles every day. I be trying to find my way. I reached out to the homies just to see what they would say. The problem is they don't know me. To keep it real, they're not around. Yet and still I need answers, so I put it on the sound. See, folk, I need music so I can breathe. See, folk, I need music to rescue me. See, folk, I need music, oh, so I can smile. See, folk, I need music, if only for a while. Oh, I need. Yes, I need. Oh, I need. Yeah, I need. Oh, I need. Yeah, I need. Oh, I need. Oh, I need. My lady got mad, so she up and went away. I told her that I loved her. What more can I say? So when I love hard. And when I work hard. And when I stroke hard. And when I play hard. Hold up. I couldn't understand her, complaining all the time. I need someone to talk to, just to get her off my mind. See, folk, I need music so I can breathe. See, folk, I need music to rescue me. See, folk, I need music, oh, so I can smile. See, folk, I need music, if only for a while. If something's on my heart, I write about it. If something's on my mind, I write about it. There's something in my world, I write about it. There's something about you, I write about it. See,
folk, I need music so I can breathe. See, folk, I need music to rescue me. Oh, I need. Yes, I need. Oh, I need. Yeah, I need.
You are your peace now. He should have loved me. one that's built on love, and I see no letting up. You're the one that I trust. That's why I know we've got something special, and that's what we need a whole lot more of. It's such a feel-good thing I've got going on with you, and I need you by my side. What we've got, no one can deny. 'Cause everybody looks for the real thing. No imitator. We're like a brand name, not a knockoff. It's the real thing. That's you and I. True or real.
And that's how I feel. On my knees I kneel. I pray to keep this real. Claim it's a done deal. We got good stuff, yeah, from day one. Now it's non-stop. We've got no reason to change it. No. It's such a feel-good thing I've got going on with you. 'Cause I need you by my side. What we've got, no one can deny. 'Cause everybody looks for the real thing. No imitator. We're like a brand name, not a knockoff. It's the real thing. You and I gotta have the real thing. If it ain't broke, it don't need a fix. We keep working the chemistry the way it is. We are together 'cause we wanna be, no tit for tat. That's how I see it looking back. That's all it took to ignite these feelings. Not a good look to fight the real thing. Real thing. Oh,
It's not a knockoff.
not a knockoff. It's the real thing. The real thing. Gotta have it. I'm in this for.
It's not a knockoff. It's the real thing. Gotta have the real thing. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Gotta have the real thing. Gotta have the real thing. We going out. We going out tonight. Out on the town. Out on the town. It's just me and my girlfriend. My girlfriend. Yeah. Out on the town. Oh yeah. And we going out.
Tonight's the big night. Wear that dress I like. I'ma clean up for you, I'ma get right. I made some reservations, the proper preparations to quench your thirst, lavish living and expensive tasting. Dinner with you, a spa for two, and after that we can hit the room and do the do. Haha, you love my humor, don't you? You smell that marijuana. Let's get ghosts and go with it when you wanna.
We going out tonight. Out on the town. Out on the town. It's just me and my girlfriend. My girlfriend, yeah. Out on the town. Oh yeah. And we going out.
Damn, look at you're so beautiful. Lovers lane, doing things that the couples do. Yeah, I rock the few, yeah, I drop the few. But for some strange reason, ma, I rock with you. You so sexy with your heels and your Becky's. All you gotta do is trust me, I'll be gentle if you let me on. Tonight's the night, we get it right, no fuss and fight. Cut the phones off, so let's take flight.
We going out tonight, out on the town, out on the town. It's just me and my girlfriend, yeah. Out on the town, oh yeah. And we going out, yeah.
I give you my love and my time, we connected because you're my everything. You're my everything.
WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion. You're listening and watching the Dream Maker Show, and I am the Dream Maker, and that's DJ Morale featuring Nicole Ray, Donnie Ray, Kenny Ray. Yeah, we going out. Well, ain't no doubt about it. We gonna keep it real. Right here on the Dream Maker Show, making dreams come true. That's what I like to do. Playing the kind of music that you enjoy while you at work, just before you go to lunch, you know. Share it with somebody. Let people know that the Dream Maker Show bring you the very best. And don't forget this Saturday, you know I do it all for the kids, all for the youth. From 10 until 12:30, we call it the cleanup hour. Frequency distribution, changing the consciousness of our future generation, our leaders of the future, playing that good feel music, that positive energy music. We ain't got no negative. We ain't talk about a bunch of negativity on Saturdays. Young people get enough of that already, you know, being bullied and, you know, got all that homework to do. You know, man, they got enough to deal with. You know, we got to uplift our young people and let them know that we care about them. That's what it's all about. On Frequency Distribution every Saturday from 10 until 1 o'clock. And, of course, at 12:30, I go with the best of the 757 Community Talk Show. This week, we got special guests coming in the building. Ain't no doubt about it. We always bring in somebody here to inform you what's going on in the community. And we'll talk more at 12. All right? Let's get back into the music. This is the D-Boys talking about No Love. You know, I got to play some D-Boy music right here on the Dream Maker Show. The best of the 757. We got it all from the heartbeat of Old Dominion, WODU.
They never showed us love. They ain't wanna show no 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 love. Till we came up and we did it. We came from rags to riches. They asking us how did we did it. Took so many losses, we winning. They ain't wanna show no love, yeah. They ain't wanna show no love, yeah.
Came from humble beginnings, now I'm cocky with my spinning. Quit my job, got a business. Ran from poverty, don't miss it. Turn nothing into something. Now they asking me for money. Until I tell them no, then I don't see them no more. I used to grind at the stove. Workers say I gotta go. I'm just trying to feed my fam. You don't even own that stove. Giving me problems like you know me, but my soul is so gold. No negativity around me, man. I'm trying to reach my goal.
They ain't wanna show no love, eh. 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 Till we came up and we did it. We came from rags to riches. They asking us how did we did it. Took so many losses, we winning. They ain't wanna show no love, yeah. They ain't wanna show no love, yeah. They try to show love when you winning, but was never there from the beginning. I was broke, they ain't asked for a penny. Now
I'm up there like, come and get with me. I done came from the bottom, the trenches. Had to get up and hustle, go get it. Had to realize that nothing was given. Wasn't content with the way I was living. Ay, I just can't wait till the day I could look at my mama and say, Mama, we did it. Ay, your son ain't end up with statistics. I'm blessed and in love with the feeling. Cop a cool, drop the top in the winter. I'ma stack and invest in my business. Can't let no man affect how I'm living. Trying to reach the top, standing on my pivot. They ain't wanna show no love, eh? 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 Till we came up and we did it. We came from rags to riches. They asking us how did we did it. Took so many losses, we winning. They ain't wanna show no love, yeah. They ain't wanna show no love, yeah.
I was down, came up, same style, same plug. James Brown, same step, by ourselves, no help. DDD boys, we earned that. Stay sharper than thumbtacks. Homie screaming, where the love at? From the dirt, where the mud at? Now they gon' show us some love. I clean my money in tubs. Step on the game like a rug. If you don't like it, what's up? Tell them go look at me now. City be loving my sound. Swimming in trenches, can't drown. Gotta be showing love now. Gotta be owning it now. Homie be holding it down. Yes. What you gon' talk about now? We did what you said, we can't wow. Milking the game like a cow. I bet you be showing love now. Straight off the rip with it. Know what I'm saying? D-Boys movement. VA's finest. We out here. You heard about it. You know about it. Squad. It's the movement. Gotta level up. That's a double up. You understand me? Do what you say. Do what you want. You know what it is.
They ain't wanna show no love, eh? Till we came up and we did it.
Tonight, I need for you to show me what you got. Put that red dress on, you know the one that turns me on. I've been thinking about you, girl, all day long. Burning down the highway. Girl, I'll pick you up on time. All I need is your body. Nothing can compare to your style. So let's step to the left, step to the right. The way you do your thing, you drive me wild, baby. Girl, you look amazing. Got it going on, girl. With the things that you do, baby. 'Cause tonight is all about me and you together. time is right. Let's come and get our groove on. You and me out tonight, making up, time is right.
WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion. You're listening and watching the Dream Maker Show, and I am the Dream Maker, playing you the best feel-good music there is on a Thursday, this beautiful Thursday. Ooh, bright, warm, sunshiny, make you feel good all over Thursday. That was Dominique Carr going out, going out tonight. That's what it's all about. He's going out. I'm going. Are you going out? Are you feeling like you want to go out tonight? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things going on in the 757 and wherever you might be listening and watching. So if you're listening and watching from other than the 757, type it in and let me know so I send a shout out to wherever you might be listening from. Nevertheless, I'm going to keep right on moving along with the best music right here. A little go-go flavor to you. That girl right here on the Dream Maker Show with WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion.
420 in the building. Underdogs on the track. In the background, we got NLG. DJ Rob on the boards. Right now, Chris.
Every time I think about her, emotions start to rise. I feel some kind of way that I know I can't deny. Realizing what she is worth made me open up my eyes. It's hard to hide from love, even though they say it's blind. Try to convince myself, here to go away in time. I hold it back, the truth I had stored away inside. Why lie? Mommy got the finest features, but she keep your boy open like a wide receiver.
I ain't never met a girl before that came on in and shook up my life. Someone who make me give up everything, go for broke and fall in love, and baby girls is something. Oh, my heart, my time is nothing. Girl, oh, her kiss just can't do without it. Oh, it's all about the things you do. Oh, and every time I think of you, I get excited 'cause you're my girl. Yeah, that girl, just the way I like it, gotta have it just the way. Keep me open, I be hoping that I'm gonna be with. I can't believe she's killing me. Crazy, sexy, cool, baby, you that girl.
Prada shades and some 90s with the bag. Plus she got the body of a model in the mag. We can spend a couple thousand shopping on the app. She gets what she wants without bothering the ass. Only thing that we popping is the bottles on the tag. Cruise around the city, ride topless on the Jag. Louis bucket low with a pocket full of cash. Mommy said, would you try being modest? And I laughed.
Nothing about this girl is typical. Your body right up by magazine, and she just so incredible. She's the type of girl that you might search your whole life for. My heart, my time, it's nothing. Her kiss, just can't do without it. It's all about the things you do. And every time I think of you, I get excited 'cause you're my girl. That girl, just the way I like it,
close my eyes, I can feel the softness of your skin. If I didn't know it then, now I realize that everything I ever wanted in a woman, you have always been. Sugar in a glass of cherry pink lemonade. That's the image that I always have of you. So if I take a spoon and stir that sugar over again, yeah, nothing in the world tastes like you do. You are the woman that can be my queen, a feeling I can't ignore. Please take my hand on this new journey, a place I have never gone. So I need to let you know, oh, you give me love. Your smile feels like the power of the sun. You stole my heart. You give me love. Help me sing your. She gives me love. Come on, y'all. Her smile feels like the power of the sun. I can feel it. She stole my heart. Yeah, she gives me love. Girl, every moment I spend alone with you is such a strange feeling. Washes all over me. Your persona so sexy, girl. It really turns me on. It inspired me to write you this song. 'Cause I need to let you know, girl. She gives me love. Yeah, her smile feels like the power of the sun. Yeah, she stole my heart away, baby. She gives me love. I'll just sing it again. She gives me love.
Ladies and gentlemen, on keyboards, Mr. Ty, Marquis Smith. Come on, Ty. Ho, let's go.
Ooh, now bring it back, baby. She gives me love, good loving, world-class loving like this brothers never known. Yeah, she stole my heart away, baby. She gives, think I'm gonna sing a little higher. She gives me love, yeah. Her smile, Lord, smile, it's crazy, yeah, yeah. She stole my heart away, yeah. She gives me love, love. She gives me love.
WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion, she gives me love. That was the one and only. I called him the dangerous one, KC Miller. You heard it right here on the Dreammaker Show with the Dreammaker, and my special guest is here today. You know, she's prompt, she's ready. Let me get your mic right. You know, she said, I'm used to this. I'm a star. You know, that's what people do when they come in here. They make me look bad, you know. Welcome to the best of the 757 Community Talk Show. And as we get ready to build an audience on Facebook as well, hope that you can email, hashtag, tweet, call a friend, and let them know that we are about to start our community part of our program, and hope that you can be, chime in if you got some questions, and for the guest today, be able to share. She's here to inform you about some things. Let me close this out, because I won't do this right now, and I'll be able to get to what I need to get to. It's bad when my co-host usually be here, Mellow V. She's somewhere, probably in the Bahamas somewhere, laying on the beach. Got me sitting here, hey, doing all the work. But nevertheless, she'll be back next week. Mellow V is off this week. She'll be back next week. We got a full schedule next week with guests and people that will be introducing you to the audience. But right now, it's all about the guest that's here today. Coming in from the Educational Services of Hampton Roads, Inc. Her name is
Linda Davis.
Linda Davis. How you doing today?
I'm good.
That's good. That's good. While we are building up an audience and people are chiming in, I want you to be able to let people be aware of what's your title, which I know you're the executive director. Tell them a little about your organization and what do y'all do?
Educational Services of Hampton Roads is an educational services and training company. We've been around since 2003. We became nonprofit in 2005. And we provide training, advocacy, tutoring, things like that. What we're in the process of doing right now is our annual Public School Education Summit. And I'm a retired public school teacher, and even though I'm retired, public school is still very important to me, and it's a part of my being. And so I still wanted to be able to do something for public education, even though I was no longer working for it directly.
Okay.
So my husband and I thought about this, and we came up with this idea to do a summit. And the premise of the summit is to have parents, teachers, administrators, and community members to come to a neutral setting and sort of talk about issues in public education that are of concern to them.
That's good. Sounds great. Some of the services that you do offer in your organization, is it for the youth or?
We usually target K through 12 for the most part, but we do some adult programs as well. We have a fatherhood program over with the city of Portsmouth.
Oh, so, in any other areas in the 757 that do your services go out, or are you in a?
Right now, no, they're just for the local area.
Oh, for the local area. Okay. And as you said, you used to be an educator.
I was.
Yeah. Okay. What
subject?
Subject.
I was a STEM teacher. I taught math and science.
Oh, okay. You might have to get. I might have to call for your services. Do you teach older people?
Sure. I actually retired, and then I went back to work. I worked part-time at TCC as an academic advisor. So
okay.
For students. I'm still working with students.
Oh, okay.
It's hard to let it go.
Yeah. We need all the help. Young people need all the help they can get today, and to be able for you to be out there and with your expertise in that field, because it seems like your energy, your spirit, you're easy to communicate. And that's why I asked that, what age, because, we have sometime, when we're trying to learn something, we fear learning, and if we can't cross that bridge, we tend to give up.
Very true. And I encounter that all the time with the job that I'm doing now, because I work with adults, and some of the adults are my age,
right?
And they
19,
are
huh? Oh, okay.
right. Yeah. Well, and it is, they are very, very anxious and ambivalent about coming back to school, and they're very insecure about it. And so that's part of what I do, is try to make them comfortable with the fact that they've decided to do that. Because learning is lifelong. It doesn't matter how old you are, you're always learning something. So, and you're never too old to go back to school and learn something new.
Right. So now let's talk about, again, your organization that you and your husband started. I know that I'm, reading over your platform that, you try to highlight issues that face public schools. Can you go in and what subject? Is it one subject or many subjects?
Well, the design of the summit, we have workshops for parents and educators. We have 2 workshops for parents, 2 workshops for teachers and administrators. This year, we've added a different component. We have a teacher in training workshop, which we've invited the college students from the area colleges to come. So we have a workshop designed just for them. They're training to be teachers and they're getting ready to graduate. And so we wanted to kind of prepare them for what they were going to encounter when they got into the classroom. The great thing about the summit is that although they're designed for parents or teachers, they can select any 2 that they would like to attend. So we have parents who go to the teacher workshops and vice versa. And there's specifically, we have one on communication. And because communication is one of the biggest issues we have with parents and teachers. And every year we try to do at least one workshop on something involving communication. We also, for teachers, we have one on school law, which their rights as a public school teacher, because I know there have been a lot of stories in the news, various things, and I think sometimes teachers feel like they don't have any recourse, especially when they feel like they've been treated unfairly. So we wanted to provide them some information about that as well.
So how large is your classes, or, is it you have one-on-one classes or a group?
This is a conference. This is not a class. It's a conference, and so it's open to the public. And then it's just the number is going to be the capacity of the building per se. So, and then when they select their workshops, we of course put them into groups. Now we do the workshops twice. So they will go to one for 90 minutes, and then there's a break, and then they'll go to their second one. So we take the people who have selected the same workshops and divide them up into 2 groups, so there won't be too many in one group and not many in the other, or to make sure that there are too many and there are not enough seats. So we have to arrange which one they go to first and which one they go to second.
Is this a one-day event?
It's a one-day event.
One-day event.
It's all day. We serve breakfast and lunch. It starts at 8 o'clock and we wrap with lunch. We have 2 dynamic speakers. Our morning keynote speaker is Dr. Kirk Houston, who is a local person, and he is very, very involved in public education, which is why we asked him to come. And then our luncheon keynote speaker is Dr. Sylvia Lyles, and she is with the U.S. Department of Education. She's Director of Academic Improvement and Teacher Quality. But we asked her because she is actually a local person. She's from Hampton Roads. She graduated from IC Norco in Old Dominion. And we thought that would be, although she's at the U.S. Department of Education, we thought that would be a nice touch.
Yes. It's always good to have, local people come back and serve the community, so that people don't feel like they have been forgotten. And most of all, when you talk about youth, it's like everybody that graduates seem to, as soon as they graduate, I'm gone. I got a job here, going there. So is it hard to get people to come to your type of engagements to speak to the community, or,
Well, we haven't had any problem. Everybody we've called, we just do cold calls. We just ask them, and they've said yes. So this is our 3rd one, and we haven't had anyone that we wanted to ask. No one told us no. The first choice, we always got our first choice. So far, so good. No complaints.
Yeah, that's good to know. Well, it's because, I know people are always got a busy schedule. And then when you call them, like, oh, man, if you'd just called me yesterday.
We try to call way in advance. So we don't have that problem.
I'm glad for that, because it helps the community, and it helps people to see people, come back and say, hey, man, we used to stay by him. Or we went to school with, his daughter or his son, and to see to come back, it's like, you stick your chest out a little bit, when you get these things. Is it, because I'm reading over your material, you with the cost of this, I see that you have the continental breakfast, lunch, and conference material.
The summit there was no cost for parents because we've gone to local businesses and asked them for funding to cover the cost of parents. The fee is right now. Pre-registration has closed and it was $25, but we're a little better than a week out. So we have on-site registration at the event, and that's $30.
Okay.
And it covers the 2 meals and your materials, but there's no cost for parents. But parents have to pre-register in order to come, because when you come and check in, pre-registration, the people who are attending that, they have a list of people and they just check you off as you come in.
Right.
So parents would have to get a form and submit it to us either by fax or by mail, or scan it and email it to us.
Yes. I want to send some shouts out to some of the people that's watching: Dana Woods, Cynthia Richardson, Mary, Dee Dee, Regina, Michael Mazon, a.k.a. DJ Heart Attack, Tyrone Davis, April Maxwell, and Troy Kent. I know that you and your husband, will he be speaking at this engagement, or will he be doing most of the lifting and serving, or meet and greet?
No, he calls himself the tote and carry person. He does do a lot of public speaking.
Oh, okay, okay.
But no, he'll be there.
Okay.
To kind of manage things and make sure.
Yeah.
But no, he's not on the program to speak. I don't think he wants to do that.
Oh, okay. As you're here today speaking. Will you be one of the speakers, or?
I have a small part. I'm just on the luncheon program, and then I'll have a presentation to do. But other than that, no, I did a lot of speaking at our very first one, but I tried to kind of step back and let some other people do some things too.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, we always, I don't like to be like most of the talk shows. I like to talk because we want people. It's like community. You should be able to get to know the people that when you invite somebody into your living room or into your car, like now you're on cell phones and stuff. It should be more of like less, like it used to be back in the day, Mayberry RFD or Cheers. People that know your name, when they see you or they see your face. Hey, you were the young lady that was on the talk show. You were the young lady talking about the convention you was having. And then people will, kind of like walk up to you and get more information. Is there a website that you have? Or
yes, we do have a website, and it is ESHRINC.org.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is put all that information up later on the web page, and this is the contact number too as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll put all that up when the contact number, if people want to know, I'll also put it in. Matter of fact, I can kind of like, let me type that telephone number in there now so that people that are watching can be able to get all that information and be able to call you just in case they have want to know more after we get off the air.
Okay.
And that way it'll be on, people can see that now. And
well, they can call the number while we're talking. I'm sure he's listening, and so he'll be
he'll
answer the phone.
Oh, he'll answer. Oh, okay. Okay. So he said he's doing it all. He may not be here, but he's still working. Yeah, so you see, and let's go back to how many years you've been doing this, so we can for the people that are just jumping in.
This is our third summit, and we're planning to continue because public school, I think, needs help. Teachers cannot do this by themselves. It is really, really important that the community get involved and rally around public education, because for many children, especially minority children, this is the only form of education they have for economic success. Every family can't afford to send their child to private school, so it is up to the community to make sure that public school is the best that it can be. And so this is our way of trying to draw the community in to this, to create a village, so to speak,
Okay.
for student success. We also have drawn in the colleges and universities.
Oh, okay.
Not just with the workshop for the teachers in training, but we have some college staff who are some of our moderators and panelists. And the reason that we did that is because since colleges and universities are training our next generation of teachers, we think they need to be at the table talking to public schools because they're training these teachers. You know, they need to know what the schools need. And we think that they need to design their education programs around the needs of the school, because a lot of what new teachers encounter is not in the textbooks that they've used while they were in school. And I think if they were talking to each other, the education programs would be a better fit.
So, with your panel of discussions and other people, can they influence better curriculum? Can they influence?
Well, we hope
more
so.
books
All of our panelists are retired educators.
Oh, okay.
And with the exception of the college people, but all of them are retired educators, and we feel like that's an untapped resource for public education.
Of course,
too, because
of course.
They have a wealth of knowledge that they can share. They can mentor new teachers or even seasoned teachers who are still there. Since they're not there, they can actually be frank, open, and honest and talk without worrying about their job. So that's why we don't use current teachers. We use retired teachers because we want our discussion to be very, very open and transparent, for lack of a better word. You know?
Well, I mean, it just makes, to me, it's just common sense. I mean, it's just common sense when you got people that's already got the knowledge and you don't use them. It is like, well, that's okay. We got some younger people. Okay. Then in that case, I mean, right off the top of my head, then why do you have colleges and universities? Because the people that are teaching, everything that you're using is 2 or 3 thousands of years old, 100 years old, or 400 years old. Then why are you still teaching that? Not teaching modern, economics or how to start your own business. You're teaching me the same thing over and over again to get a job. So it just makes common sense to bring in what you're doing. I applaud you and your husband for starting this initiative to be able to translate that so that the community can know that, hey, there is a better way.
Yes. We just because you don't have a child in public school doesn't mean you're not a part of the village, because you are. And if you have children who gone on, you may end up having grandchildren who are going to be in public school, so it's still going to affect you maybe down the road.
Yes.
And we just want people to stay involved, volunteer, tutor, do whatever you can to help to ensure student success, because they just need public help, I think.
Yeah.
And this was our way of trying to make sure that we got the word out there and tried to foster this type of relationship with the community and public school.
Just in case I didn't ask, the location of the place this is going to be held at?
The Kroc Center, Hampton Roads on Ballantyne Boulevard, Norfolk.
In Norfolk, okay, yeah. I just had a young lady on the other day with financial assistance. She's doing something over there, which I was going to talk about.
Yeah, it's a very nice facility.
Yeah, she's doing a
and I did forget something else. The teachers who are participating get recertification points for attending our summit as well.
Okay. So that's good to know. If you're a teacher, or if my son and his wife used to be teachers. They just got to be they was elected to be principals in Virginia Beach.
Okay. Well, see, principals get recertification points too.
Oh,
so they can come because it's for administrators too.
Oh, okay.
It's for everybody.
Oh, mention it to him. You know, if this is on a Saturday or
It's Saturday. Yes, it's not this Saturday, but
Next-
Saturday the 27th.
27. Okay, maybe I'll let him know about that, and they might want to come to that.
Okay.
You know, so I like spreading. I like putting the information out there, because if you don't put it out there, then people are like, well, ain't nobody doing nothing. Yeah, it is. There's a lot of people doing things.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that we have to get better organized to inform and pass that information on down the line, so that our community can find the resources that they need.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, do you look for volunteers in doing what you in this?
We do have volunteers
Uh-huh.
To help us with the summit. At this point, I don't need any more, but yes,
Okay.
I mean, people can always call us and
Mhm.
inquire and ask
Okay.
about volunteering for various things that we do.
So after the summit, what do you do when the summit is over, or you prepare for next year? Is it a one?
We do. It takes a long time to plan this event,
Oh,
and we
okay.
do take off November and December for,
Okay.
for the holiday and
Right.
give my staff a break.
Okay.
But in January we'll be right back at it. But the one thing we do at the conclusion
Uh-huh.
is at the summit we have each workshop is evaluated.
Uh-huh.
There's an evaluation that the participants fill out, and then at the luncheon they fill out an overall evaluation, and we create a document with that feedback, and we send it to all of the superintendents.
Mm.
And usually that's done in December, January, and we'll send them a report back about the summit and the outcomes.
Oh, that's it. That's very important to for people to be aware of and to let them know. How is it? Is it well received in the community?
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. We had a whole lot of publicity on Facebook and social media, I think, and so yes, we got a lot of positive feedback from that.
That's we have to keep working and striving to try to get information out, and like I said, it's good to know that people like as yourself is doing such a great job in planning for the future.
Yes.
I mean, the generation, that sometimes look like nobody really cares and nobody's really out there. I'm pretty sure you get parents or teachers speaking to you or about the things that you do. What is some of the response you get back from parents or people that have been a part of your growth?
They've been very pleased with our responses at the summit have always been very, very positive. We've had some workshops that have gotten perfect scores, meaning we have a scale that we use for our evaluations, and some of our workshops have gotten perfect scores, which means they got whatever the highest mark is for every category. But all the responses have been very, very favorable. They enjoy it. They want to know when the next one is and when we're going to do it, and what topics we also ask them for suggestions for topics as well.
Oh, okay.
And so because we also want to do what people are interested in.
Yes.
So at the conclusion during our luncheon session, that evaluation form does have a place down there that asks for suggestions for workshops, and we take that information back and then work on something. There's some topics that we do try to do every year, even though we get other suggestions. Communication is one of those.
Oh, okay.
One year we did a communication workshop for both teachers and parents.
Oh, okay.
But that, I think, is a very critical issue. And so we always want to include some kind of communication piece in our summit, because I think that's, in a lot of cases, that's where the breakdown is.
Oh.
And so we want to make sure we just keep that out there and keep the dialogue going between parents and teachers, because I think a lot of parents don't realize is that what they should be doing is making that teacher their best friend.
Right.
The teacher is not the enemy. The teachers want their students to do well, because now we have state testing, and the state testing, I think that they're evaluated on how well their students do.
Right.
So it's important to them that their students pass. So they want their students to do well, and they don't have time to be picking on your kid or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we want them to understand that they are part of that network that makes sure the child is successful. You don't just send your child to school and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
You have to be involved. You have to make sure they do their homework. Even if it's something that you don't know how to do, just make sure they do it. Contact the teacher, talk to the teacher. What can I do to help you? Especially, I was a math teacher, and I know everybody does not get the math. And I get that.
Yeah.
But if they at least make sure the child sat down and tried to do it, I could take it from there. And a lot of teachers can do that too. So we just want parents to be involved.
Yeah, that's what my son is. Let me see. I think both of my sons, they went math teachers. And then my other son, he went back to got his master's as an accountant. But then he was like, no, I'm going to start my own business, you know. But you can't start a business if you don't know math. So everything, you know, people talking about, I want to be in business, I want to do well, I want to create jobs and opportunity. But if you can't figure it, to put it on paper, you can't go get, you can't create that business plan that you need to go to the bank to get those dollars, because it's all got to be calculated. And when people are reading books, and if you don't get the right book to tell you that math is the most key component to a business, because you have
We use math every day. I think people don't even realize how much math they're using, because some of it is very basic, but still math. I don't like math all the time, but I'm like, math is not that hard. You use it all the time. You just don't even realize it. But
especially when you really actually use it, but it's like talking. You don't think about talking, you just do it. So math is the same thing. Especially if you want to go in business, and you know, I managed business for over 40 years. So when people don't know is, like I tell people, I write things down, but I'm calculating numbers every time I move. Okay, how many people we got in here? They got 50 people. Okay, I got the light bill to pay tomorrow. That's $1,200. I don't have it. So I got to calculate how many people got to come in the door, calculate how much food, beverages I got to serve. How much is that going to cost me to go to the store and purchase? How much is I'm going to price it for? Then I got to calculate the taxes on everything, from entertainment taxes. It's 5 taxes when you run a nightclub restaurant. 5 taxes. Wow. Every month by the 19th. And that can't be late. I got 5, you got 5, I think 5 business or grace period, 5 business days. After that, it's like, I don't know what it is now. It used to be like 18 or 20% late fees on what you still calculated. You don't go to sleep because you got a business, and people thinking, oh, all these people in here, I made a bunch of money. No. You're working for VEPCO, natural gas. You're working for the rental place that you're renting. You're working for the taxes. I mean, you're working for the employees that you employ. You know, and that's why when speaking on business with people and talking, when I do consulting work, I tell them that in 3 years, you got to calculate for 3 years how much money you're going to pay yourself. Whether or not you have to put yourself on payroll, even if you have to take that money and put it back into the business. All that's got to be calculated. And if you don't have an accountant or someone that's, you know, knowledgeable about numbers, that's why a lot of doors close. You go back, 6 months later or a year, and it takes the average person over 3 years to make a profit. You got to be in business 3 years, and if you last 3 years, then it takes you another 3 years to actually clear a profit. But people think when you open up your doors, everything looks like it's wine and roses, and it's not. So with what you're doing, it can facilitate people sitting down and really planning a business plan to see what, do I need to go out and sacrifice my house, the income I got in my house, to go out on this venture? And if I don't make it, what is the ratio of the debt that I might accumulate, or what will be the legacy I leave my kids? So math is very important. So and with the math program that you teach, do you use a lot of the new math?
Well, we don't teach a math program.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
I don't teach a math program, and I don't really know what the new math is. But Math is math is math to me, but
okay.
I know they have new ways of teaching it,
Right,
but I'm very traditional. But we basically we like the idea that we want to create more entrepreneurs,
right.
especially minority entrepreneurs. Right. So we feel like education is the key to that.
Yeah.
And so we just want the community to be a little more involved in making sure our children understand that education is important and that they should do well in school. I know we have a lot of students who are athletes, and I think that's great, but academics are just as important.
Yeah.
And because the only game you retire from at 65 is golf.
Really?
So I mean, if you're an athlete, you're not going to play
a
sport until you're 65 unless it's the game of golf or something like that. So you have to have something else to do after that. So that's why education is really, really important.
Yeah, especially for young people, because my grandson was playing football, and he was good at it. He was, people with scouts was looking at it. But unfortunately, he had got knocked out unconscious 2 or 3 times. The third time, he was in the hospital for almost a week. Yeah. Doctor said that's it.
And things like that can happen, which is why we want them to understand that while those things are great, education is important, and you can do both.
Yeah.
And they both are important, but you have to also focus on your education, because that ultimately is going to ensure your success.
Yeah.
In the end.
Yeah, because he's back in college now, but he didn't like crumble and like, hey, I done lost my career. I had an opportunity, but he decided to come back to college, and that's the key component. And what you're saying is they need the knowledge.
Yes,
you need knowledge. You need to be able to decide which direction you want to go.
Yeah, and maybe he can work in that area because he can manage. If he can't be the athlete, he can manage them. But like you said, we need more minority entrepreneurs, people who have their own businesses. They have to understand that needs to be the way. It's great to work for, other people or other firms, but it's better if you own your own company.
Yeah. Mr. Tyrone Davis said, "The more you learn,
the more you earn." That's right.
Earn.
That's right. The more you learn, the more you earn. That's true.
That's
very true.
It's great to know that we have people like you and your husband facilitating these type of activities, because like I said, when you talk to people in social activities, events, they kind of make you feel like there's nothing really out there for us. Mm-hmm. And to be able to have you on the show and to be able to meet you myself, that's another connection, because like facilitating a mentoring program on the web so that we can, invite educators and people as yourself, versus the internet. Hey, come on, chime in, bring you on the screen. This is what we do. This is who you can contact. So you don't have to wait to the last minute. Parents shouldn't have to wait and like, my son is failing. What can I do? Who can I see?
Exactly.
So what happens when that happens? How do you with your guests and stuff? Were they able to maybe give them parents insight on how to deal with the school board or teachers?
Well, that's part of what they do. They do some research on their topic, and a lot of times parents do come in asking questions about personal things that are going on with them, and they get a lot of insightful information from my panelists, mainly because they are retired educators and they do know a little bit about that, and so they can advise them and steer them in the right direction.
Yeah, because there should not be an ongoing battle with people. I mean, with parents and people that we entrust our kids with. Yeah, exactly. We should be able to sit down to the table, and sometimes it's on both sides. You can't always sit down, because I had kids in school, and I keep telling people like this, we can talk. Like I would tell my son, and I would, before school started and when school is in, this is how it works. You see that video game over there that cost me $300-400 and $50 a game? Those are your games, your console, until I get a call from a teacher. and she tells me you ain't doing your homework, you're cutting up in school,
Right.
then that game becomes my game. That console becomes mine.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to have
We
fun.
need more of that.
Yeah. Because soon as I get a call, what's going to happen is I'm going to not let you play it for a couple of days because I know you like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take that away from you. Second time I get a call, it's going to be a month. You don't give it 3 strikes with me. I don't care who you are or what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Third strike, I'm either going to do one or two things. I'm going to either take a hammer and break it up in front of you to let you know what it means to stay focused on school. Mm-hmm. Or not, I'm going to invite one of your friends over and give it to him that don't have one.
Right.
And he's going to be playing with your video game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, if we had more parents like that, I think we would not have as many issues as we have.
Yeah, it's not about what we buy our kids,
No.
how much we try to give them. It's really making the hard decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Because my kids, I love them to death. I love all my kids. I was brought up around my all my nieces and nephews, and stuff, and my brothers and sisters. So to sit there and let something happen to them, it's like when we used to go to school back in the day. Mom said, "Okay, y'all go to school, but if somebody bother with Mary, you better step in there and beat them up, or make sure that don't happen. Right. Or Mary, you better make sure that bother with your brother. You pop upside the head with a book." Why would I get up to be an adult, have my own kids, and let them do whatever they want so that people can bully them in class, laugh at them, tease them, and then they don't want to go to school? Mm-hmm. It hurts me more because my child is hurting, not because he wants to play a video game, not because he wants to go outside and play, or he wants to be in sports, but to make sure that he can grow up to be a man. The hardest thing in the world is being a man and being a woman. Mm-hmm. You know, so when we look at all the things that our young people are going through today, it seems like parents are sometimes more friends than parents.
Yeah, that is there is a lot of that.
Yeah. And
that's unfortunate because children need structure.
Yeah.
And they don't need any 40-year-old friends.
They,
They need parents to be parents.
Yeah.
And they want that. They may act like they don't want the structure, but they really do.
Of course.
They really do. And it makes them feel more secure,
mm-hmm.
and it makes them feel safe. And they want the structure. So that's, part of what we're talking about too is when you're involved, you have to set some limitations and some guidelines and make sure that there are consequences when those guidelines are not met.
Yeah.
So, we try to instill that in our conference as well.
Yeah. Because I know back in the day, the old saying is, if you get mad with a teacher or a teacher says something, well, I already got mine. You got to get yours.
Yeah, I never liked that.
Yeah, no. I'm like, what?
Because, I don't like that attitude because I feel like you're there to teach and to help bring them up to where you are. So your attitude should be more of a nurturing type, not, I got mine, you got yours again. I mean, you may use that on somebody who's irritating you, maybe, but
well,
But even then, I don't particularly like that expression. I know a lot of people use it, but I don't particularly like that.
I know when being in this, going to school and being in school, because I try to let people know I don't have no problem to tell you where I came from. When I was in school, out of the 3rd grade, they put me in a special education class. Mm-hmm. And in a special education class, I'm asking myself even back then, I can remember thinking to myself, because I did a lot of that, and I'm like, why they put me in a class? Because I don't know. That's why I'm coming to school, to learn. Mm-hmm. It ain't that I'm sitting here like, hey, I ain't trying to learn, but look, lunch is in about 15 minutes. Let's take a break. I'm there to learn. So if you're not teaching me, how can I learn it?
Yeah.
So now I'm sitting there, and then when I got to transfer, because we had to move, because I'm from Portsmouth, and one of the teachers' classes I was transferred to back in the late 50s, her name was Miss Overton, and she told me, go to the board and do some math, and I did. She said, do another one. Okay. So after that, she called me up to the desk when the class got back to work and said, hey, look, looks like you want to do some work. And I said, yes, ma'am. She said, but if I give you work, are you going to do it? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, because I think I can get you out this class. So she said, I'll talk to you at the end of the class. Just stay back, and and she gave me gave me little things to do, like take these 10 words home, go home, get the dictionary, and look them up in the dictionary and write down every meaning of the word. And that way, when you write, you will know what the word means, know how to use it. Take this math and do your multiplications. And every night, write them down, 1 to 12. 2, 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2. Write them down every night. And I'm going to check them. And by doing that, I was able to learn how to do math in my head. I could just look at numbers and say, oh, well, that's 100, that's 120. That's 10 times 12, that's 120. So you add 12 to that, that's 132, and another 12 to that, that's 144. This just automatically comes to you.
Right.
But once you start doing it, you get excited about going to school, But I did get in trouble because I started doing other people's work. I started doing the other kids' work. Oh. Because I didn't.
Can't do that.
Yeah, I know. I'm sentimental. I don't like, if I get an A, I want you to get one. But I would tell them, like, look, the teacher's going to know you ain't did it. So the best I can do for you is to do this paper this time. I ain't going to do it but one or maybe twice. I'm not going to do it every time the teacher gives you something because she's going to know you ain't did it. Study. So I said, okay, I'm going to do it and give you a C. Just this one time. But if you need help, I would do it. And I did that all the way up until I got to junior high. But my teachers, when I got to Riddick Weaver, Miss Darden, I was in her class in Portsmouth, and she was at George Peabody and Riddick Weaver, and she said, "Look, I'm gonna go ask teachers, is it okay for you to come in their classroom? But you can't tell nobody." So I would go in regular classes, but she told and then when she told me to tell my mom to come out to school to talk to her. She said, she told my mom, say, look, you need to go down to the school board because he doesn't need to be in here. I don't know why they got him in here, but he doesn't need to be in here. But one thing you cannot do, you cannot tell them that I told you that because I would lose my job. And I saw her daughter maybe 3 years ago, and she told me the same thing. She said, if people would know that my mother did that, she would have lost her job. Yeah. Because, but nevertheless, it's not about me, but what I try to do is instill in people that I put myself in when I look at kids. I know what I went through. So I draw on the things that I went through to try to help the future, people to do it, like you're doing now. So that's why I applaud you and say, we need more people like you. Because a lot of young people just drop out because they think nobody don't care. Right. They do. They think that, hey, I'm just somebody in the seat. What you looking at? Nothing. Why your head ain't in the book? Okay. They feel like nobody don't care. Yeah. But young people can sense that.
Yeah, they can.
So what would you tell a parent that have a child that, feel like, their self-esteem is down? Or how would you build it up? Or will this, conference help them and by listening to the panel that you got there?
Well, I think that especially if the child is older, it's difficult because if they've been like that for so long, it's kind of difficult to get over that barrier. But communication between parent and child is very important too, because if children know their parents love them and care about them, that's the most important thing. And so that would be my advice, is that you reassure your child that, you have their back, you're on their side, and they are a wonderful person, and they have the potential to do whatever they want to do or whatever they're willing to work to do. So you just have to stay positive and stay focused. That's what parents have to do. Children, I think, sometimes go through those self-doubt periods because they are, yes, I know their friends have a lot to do with it too, but it's important that parents reassure them and make sure that they know that they do have a support base, which is their family.
Yeah, and family is important, you know. And I mean, with times being different, you know, where in the past you had moms and dads in the same house. Today we don't have that. Do your discussions reach on to talk about single parenting?
We do have a workshop on that.
Okay.
We do have a workshop on single parenting and its effect on public education, and that's for parents. And basically, that workshop is set up to try to get parents to partner with the school and to make sure that their children are successful in school. It is difficult raising children by yourself, especially if you have to work and you're trying to also make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do, and you can't be there to monitor everything. So they need help and they need resources, and we're going to try to provide some of those for them as well. But that's the premise of that workshop too, is to understand that use the resources that the school has. If the school has resources that can help you, then certainly take advantage of those things.
That's the key.
They have to do a little research.
Yeah. So is there, do you have, once this is over, the conference is over, do you have a hotline or?
No, we don't have a, we don't have a hotline. But we have a website, of course, and you're going to put that out there. And we have a number, and they certainly can call us.
Oh, okay.
If they need some assistance.
Yeah, definitely. I'll put that information up there and try to, bring you back again. Okay. So we can, do a follow-up on the conference.
Okay.
And see how it turned out.
All right.
And make sure that people came out and engaged and, had tons of questions and you gave them the right answers. Okay. Because we all need help.
Yes, we do.
We I mean, I gotta tell people, some people can make things look easy, but it's not always. And some people make things hard because they're afraid to ask questions. Yes. Some people are just afraid to ask questions.
Yeah, they are. And we do try to put them at ease. We've been very successful with these conferences in that the workshops have been very engaging, and so the parents have participated very well.
Yeah. So if churches or other organizations, can they inquire and have you, to call you? And
yes, we've actually sent information to churches in the area to share with their congregation about the summit.
Oh, okay. So that's great.
By all means.
Yeah, I want to send some shouts out because a lot of people have been watching. Dominique, Tamara, Precious, Keith, Riley, Pamela, Rick Lee, Stephanie, Alex, and Dana Wilson. It's important. I appreciate y'all if you would also share this information with other parents and other people that got children and people that might be thinking about raising, or having or adopting, because it's important for the community to get the right information. And it's important so that we can make the right choices. We are losing too many of our future leaders to not knowing. Because most of the time, a lot of problems going on because people just don't know.
Yes.
They just feel like, I don't care. Nobody cares. Because like I said, I've been in the entertainment business. I've been working in the community, and I've been active in stuff ever since I was a child. So when you look at, when you listen and talk to people, and sometimes you just got to not say anything and sit back and listen, and you'll find the problem, the solution to the problem is nobody is talking to each other.
Right. Yeah, and that's my issue with technology. There's people don't talk to each other. They're always texting. And I, that's convenient if you're not near the person, but I'm a little discouraged by the fact that there's not a lot of conversation going on. So young people's communication skills are not as great as they used to be years ago.
Yeah.
So, and I think that kind of contributes to that.
Yeah, and especially when it's playing games. I've been studying this technology way before Facebook even started live. Before there was a YouTube. I was with an organization, a company out in California. It was called Hello World. Using the same technology. And back then, I'm like, that's fascinating. How do you, learn how to every aspect of using the internet. I tell people, I had a computer when it was made by Tammy, the Tammy company, Radio Shack.
Yeah, Tandy. Okay.
Yeah, Tammy.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was Cobalt and color. Cobalt is where you write, and the color is where you might play the little video games that you would create or something. But at the same time, the technology was always there, and they told you it was coming. Bill Gates and them didn't build the technology. Like you heard Al Gore said, it was the United States government that started the internet because they used it for the military.
Oh, yeah.
After the military, it went
global.
It went global. They broke it down. That's why you hear Al Gore say, "Oh well, I they joking about, oh, he's the one that created the internet because the military was using it.
Yeah.
The military had a satellite back in the 80s. Satellite with the computer. They could turn that satellite up in the sky, turn it sideways, and read your license plate in New York City with the technology. So when we think how far we done come, where we can sit down and I was always trying to encourage, the Afro-American community, this is what you need. This is communication. This is what you need to reach each other, so that we can't always be there, but we face to face. And probably only about maybe 30 or 40% use video on their phone to talk to people in other cities and states.
Right.
So we have to learn to articulate better by seeing who we talk to instead of on a phone.
Right.
So we have to engage the technology so our young people won't be left behind. Yes. And if as the Bible say, train them while they're young. Yeah. Train them while they're young. So when they get 12 years old, after 12, you're really on your own. After 12. So
well, it's hard to go back.
And
fix something that you didn't take care of before they were 12.
Yeah. So like I said, this is good information to know, and I hope the community out there. Mr. Moore, thanks for chiming in. We try to encourage our listening audience, and they are faithful to stop by on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and now Saturdays when I do 30 minutes of the best of the 757, because I want to gear young people to start engaging with some of the things that I'm developing. It takes a long time to develop step by step programs, because like I tell people, I do a comic book, and the comic book is to, I never read a comic book when I was small because we couldn't afford them. 5 or 10
I understand
cents.
that.
5 or 10 cents then was you could go to the store and buy a dozen of eggs for 5 cents. Or a loaf of bread for 8 cents.
Yes.
So, no reading no comic books, So, but the thing is, it's designed so that the people look like us, So, but, when you do your research, there's been over 5 to probably 50,000 black comic books out there. And people don't even know about them.
They don't. Yeah, that's true, because I didn't know.
Yeah, so when we get engaged, but it's not just a comic book. You got reading, you got art. And that's what a comic book is really all about. It's the art that goes into it. Because like I tell people, it don't matter what you can't be. You got components right there in front of you. And that's a piece of paper and a pencil. Everything starts with a piece of paper and a pencil.
Yes.
I don't care if you run football, basketball, because the coaches got a chalkboard making figures or numbers or telling you how to maneuver. If you learn to use the pencil and paper and just let your imagination flow, we could put down the guns and pick up a pencil and paper and just imagine how far you can go with that. Yeah. So with your event you have coming up, you want to get them more information on that again, or some of the speakers? Or
We have, well, our two keynotes are Dr. Kirk Houston and Dr. Sylvia Lyles, but some of our panelists include Cynthia Watson, who's retired from Norfolk Public Schools at Booker T. Washington High School, Mr. James Fry from Chesapeake.
Okay.
And those are our two, I think, really well-known panelists. But we have a ton of panelists who are retired from a lot of Chesapeake retirees, because that's the school system I retired from. And my Chesapeake family, I have to give them a shout out, because when I call on them, they follow through for me. But we tried to get panelists from each one of the cities.
Okay.
And we were pretty much successful with almost all the cities are represented on the panels, but the majority of them are from Chesapeake.
Oh, you're going to throw it out there like that.
Not because that's the way I try to do it, but because, when I asked them, they said yes. So
Chesapeake is big, and there's a lot of people in Chesapeake. A lot of people that used to support me when I was DJing in the 80s, most of them stayed in Chesapeake. So it's like, Chesapeake has always come through. I'm from P-Town. I stay in Virginia Beach. I used to work a lot. Most of my years working was in Norfolk. So I tell people I traveled all over the 757 as a DJ to make sure that people have good entertainment. And I used to do team dances and make sure that they were safe. It's not about, hey, people like say, I've been written up so many times in the Legistar at a pilot. All you want to do is make money. I'm like, no, this ain't paying my bill. This pays the bill for renting the building and paying the DJs, the security, and making sure everybody has a good time. Feeding the kids, so it's about, so when they go back to school, they happy. They able to hang out with their friends for a couple of hours, not to, engage in fighting and, all these things. And then when they cut it all out, then we see all the results of what's going on today. Yes. We didn't have all this in the 80s, right? In the early 90s. This began to with our young people started in the late 90s. Up until now, it's gotten worse. So when people don't understand is people have to have an outlet. Yes. They have to be able to have some joy. So they'll know when they lose it, what will happen if they lose it. There's a penalty. It's called death or incarceration. So, but again, I'm glad that you was able to come over and share this information with the Educational Services of Hampton Roads, Inc., the third annual Public School Education Summit on October the 27th. And that is at the Croc Center. Croc Center at Hampton Roads, 1401 Valentine Boulevard in Norfolk. And it's going to start at 8 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. And she has a host of speakers. And like she said, she's from Chesapeake. And
I'm from Norfolk.
You're from the outside.
I live in Chesapeake now.
But
and I'm retired from Chesapeake.
Oh, yeah. You're going to have your whole family, supporting you. And Norfolk, we want the whole community.
Yes,
because
we do.
We're not throwing shade on nobody. We just want people, to say, hey, well, if she, used to stay here, stay there, I'm going to support, to get them out, get people out there. It's what I call the best of the 757. People, like I tell people, you might know Norfolk, Portsmouth, Chesapeake, Virginia Beach, Hampton, and Newport News. But did you know about Franklin? Did you know about Suffolk? That's part of the 757. And some of the
Suffolk was included.
Yeah.
We did the South, for the most part, South Side.
Yeah. I'm talking about people as a whole, because I've traveled to all these cities to try to, facilitate activities. I used to be with, I don't know if you remember WRAP.
I remember it very well.
Okay. I used to be on a talk show with.
Daddy Jack, get up from there.
Yeah, Daddy Jack, get up. Yeah, Daddy Jack home. He was one of the first black men in this area on radio. Yeah. He was the first. And I used to work with Soul Ranger, Frankie Stewart, and Frank James. We used to do teen events, as well as we used to do a talk show back then. with him, and it was always a pleasure to be able to continue the legacy of doing a talk show for the community. Again, if you I'll give out that number, and it's on the scene if you like to call Dr. Tyrone Davis at 757-409-9044. He's listening and watching. You know, and Miss Davis, I want to thank you so much for coming over.
Thank you for having me.
I do apologize for being unprepared.
That's okay.
That's on me.
Okay.
And, you know, because I'm doing so many things. I got classes on these days, and, you know, myself trying to finish up and, studying history and got to do research. And, research is research. You got to do it. You know, you can't get those degrees.
That's all right.
If you don't.
I need to get back to my students.
Tamika Winborn, thank you for chiming in as well. And Mr. Johnson, how you doing? It's always a pleasure to see you when you stop by. But nevertheless, it's been fun. It's my time to run. And I want to thank each and every one of you for chiming in today. Remember, you got any closing words before we go?
Just come to the summit.
Okay.
Hope to see you there.
Oh, I hope to see you there. That's right. Pass this on to your family and friends. And remember, love yourself and put God first, and everything else will fall in place. It doesn't matter what others think about you. It's only what you think about you. Until next time, bye-bye.